Who here today can say they were not touched by his kindness, his generosity of heart, his boundless optimism? We will all truly miss El Pipi
Ninjio Gonzalez III, Your Highness.
El Pipi Ninjio Gonzalez III.
You don't have to call him Your Highness, Tim.
Do you have any pallbearers?
No, it's just the way he's standing. No, pallbearers are the people who carry the coffin aloud. He's just there, Your Majesty. Oh, well, Pipi Ninjio Gonzalez III, you were the best goldfish ever! Oh, why?
Ashes to ashes, fish flakes to less.
I'm really going to miss El Pipi Ninjio Gonzalez III.
Little hard, we're all put on this earth for but a short time, and it's an even shorter time for a goldfish.
Think of it this way. El Pipi Ninjio Gonzalez III lived each day as if it was his last.
Oh, that is good.
Except for the last one, ironically, which he kind of frittered away, in my opinion.
I've come up with another one of my big questions! Why do things have to die?
I do wish you wouldn't do that.
Oh, die!
Oh dear. In memory of the late El Pipi Ninjio Gonzalez III, today's monkey song will be performed as part of a 1-minute silence.
Bless you.
Right, you're all fired.
Ouch.
Oh, dearie me.
Are you all right, your vicarage?
I think I've dislocated the old pelvis again.
We'll look for it later. We've got to answer my big question. Why do things have to die?
Oh, well, death comes to all of us eventually, little hard. We've just got to make the most of the time the Lord has given us on earth, as my old school motto says, Carpe diem.
What does carpe diem mean, Big Howard?
Oh, well, DM, obviously that's the initials of the headmaster. It's probably Donald
Diem
Monkey.
is the Latin word for day.
Or day, yes. And carpe, well, that's a sort of fish, so it's fish of the day.
It actually means seize the day.
What's that got to do with fish? They haven't got any hands.
Well, I suppose they could seize the day with their little mouths.
You two just shut up and get me out of here.
Hello. Are you Howard Oliver Drinkwater Reed? Also known as Big Howard?
Yes, I am.
Well, I'm arresting you on the very strong suspicion of murder. I am DCI Barney Harwood of the Pearly Murder Squad.
Murder? Killing a goldfish isn't murder.
So you did kill our Pipi Ninjio Gonzalez III then?
I knew it.
What?
Sorry, just got caught up in the moment.
I did not kill the fish, but if I did, which I didn't, you can't charge me with murder. It's a goldfish.
Well, I think we should let the judge be the judge of that, Mr. Reed, don't you?
Hey, you look a bit like that bloke off Prank Patrol on CBBC.
Yeah, and he's got the same name as him as well.
He's a different Barney Harwood. He's a TV presenter. I'm a policeman.
All right, sorry.
Sorry, my mistake.
You will notice that I have a moustache. It's a well-known fact that Barney Harwood off of Prank Patrol cannot grow a moustache, not even a rubbish, fluffy one.
I had heard that.
I'm going to interview you two to find out what happened to that goldfish, using the nice cop, nasty cop technique.
Oh, which one are you?
Well, they're due to cut back, so I'm going to be both. I think I'll be nice to... you. And nasty to you.
Marek!
There you go. Now, is there anything else I can get you, sir?
I'd quite like some jelly babies.
Jelly babies for suspect in cell 4, please. Now, can you account for your movements on the night the goldfish died?
Well, I had a poo at about 8:30.
No, not those sort of movements. I meant, what were you doing that night?
Oh, I was at the circus. But it was a circus where all the clowns and animals had the faces of my aunties and uncles. And I had to go on the trapeze, but when I was about to let go, all my clothes fell off.
Right, and do you have witnesses to back that up?
Oh, that bloke off Match of the Day was there.
Gary Lineker.
Yeah, but he was in a glass jar attached to a balloon which was floating away, and I couldn't catch it, so he might not have seen anything.
This was a dream, wasn't it?
Oh, now you come to mention it, yes.
Right. Interview terminated at 16:02 hours on arrival of suspect's jelly babies. Right, Tyler, pop and see Big Howard. Why did you kill the fish? Why?
I didn't do it! I didn't do nothing! I didn't do it, Howard!
He is pathetic. Sitting through there crying like a... Oh, what are you crying for? I thought I was being nice to you.
You were. I'm just sad about how Pipi didn't Gonzalez III.
Oh, dear. Cup of tea.
Hot chocolate, please!
Hot chocolate for suspect in cell 4, please. Extra marshmallows.
Roger.
No, it's for little Howard.
Dicey Eyes Harwood, why do things have to die?
It's DCI Harwood. And I often wonder that in this ruddy job, staring death in the face every day. And that's just the Steph canteen. But the way I see it, there are 7 billion people on this planet. And if no one had ever died, well, there'd be 100 billion people on the planet and there'd be no food or water or places to live.
And if no fish ever died, there wouldn't be enough fish food. Or big enough fish tanks.
Yeah, with that many people, the world would be in chaos. I'd earn extra money with all the overtime. Oh, sorry. Listen, lad, why don't you go home? We've run out of jelly babies and the desk sergeant's getting a little fed up of going to the corner shop to buy some more.
Oh, thanks, Dickie Eye.
That's DCI. One thing. When I'm sad, I find it useful to go somewhere quiet and think about what I'm sad about.
OK, I'll do that. Don't be too nasty to Big Howard, will you?
Oh, of course not. So you say the fish died of natural causes, eh, you wretched bag of sick? Well, if that's so, who found the body?
Well, little Howard was the first one down that morning.
Big Howard! Big Howard! El Pipi Gonzalez III's doing a new trick! Look! Look at him! Lying upside down on top of the fish tank, not moving at all. He's bonkers.
Oh dear.
Who ever heard of a fish playing dead? That's what dogs do, isn't it? Oh, maybe he's a dogfish.
Little Howard, I don't think he's playing dead. Look. He's not moving at all.
Of course not. He's a very dedicated practical joker. Aren't you, boy? Are you dedicated practical joker, boy?
Little Howard, I think he might be dead.
Of course he's not dead. Give him a sniff of some fish food.
All right.
Oh, my gibbeting flump, he's dead! Medic!
I'm so sorry, little Howard.
Give him here! Stand back. I'm going to give him mouth-to-mouth.
No, little Howard, that won't work. Fish, don't breathe air.
I'll give him a heart massage then! No! Oh, dear. I think we've lost him.
Right. Interview terminated at 1840 hours so that DCI Harwood can go to the little policeman's room.
Can I go to the toilet as well?
You toilet... Oh, sorry. You? Toilet? Yes.
Oh. Oh.
One is the
loneliest number that you'll ever do. Two can be as bad as one. It's the loneliest number since the number one. Yes, it's the saddest experience you'll ever know. Because one is the loneliest.
It's pretty tough losing someone, isn't it?
How did you know I'd lost someone?
Well, I'm in the same boat. I've lost someone too. I know how you feel. And you're in a garden of remembrance, looking really sad. My name's Jamie.
Hello, Jamie. My name's Little Howard.
Hello, little Howard. Yes, it's been a bit of a tough year, really. I lost my pet camel, Hortense. Yeah, she was a pretty special camel. I mean, we had our ups and downs. She got the hump once, twice. Yeah, twice. But anyway, I'm still quite sad about it.
I lost my pet goldfish, Pipi Gonzalez III. Why do things have to die? It's horrible.
Well, yeah, it is horrible, but death helps new things to live.
What do you mean?
Well, do you know what nutrients are?
Of course I know what nutrients are. A nutrient is a cross between a newt and an ant who lives up a tree. Everyone knows that common knowledge.
Well, yes, and mainly no. Nutrients are things that help people and animals live. So plants get their nutrients from minerals and chemicals in the soil, and those come from other dead animals and plants.
Oh.
If there weren't any dead things in the soil, then there wouldn't be any nutrients, and there wouldn't be any plants, and if there weren't any plants, then there wouldn't be clothes, there wouldn't be food, there wouldn't be oxygen.
So we'd be hungry and nude.
Technically, yes, but we also wouldn't be able to breathe.
I would be naked as well.
Yes, and unable to breathe, so...
Completely naked.
Yeah. But some people call the way that death helps things to live the circle of life.
Hakuna Matata, my brother. Hakuna Matata. Thanks very much, Jamie. That's really helped.
That's okay. Sometimes it helps to talk to someone else who's lost someone because, well, they know how you're feeling.
Is this where your camel Hortense is buried?
Yeah, it is. Flowers look good though, don't they? They can go 2 weeks without water.
Look, I didn't do it.
Oh, don't give me that flannel, you stinking puddle of duckweed.
Well, there's no need to... Sticky puddle of what?
If what you say is true, which I don't believe for one moment, Mr. Murderer, why do we find this in the coffin?
Now that was the Undertaker's fault.
I'm very sorry for your loss, Mr. Little Howard. Now, I'd like to take you through some of the services we Undertakers provide for the deceased.
The what?
Deceased.
Bless you.
No, the deceased is what you call the person who has died.
Oh, I'd rather you called him Pipi Gonzalez III.
That is noted. Now, one of the things we try to do when preparing for a funeral is to make the Pipi Gonzalez III look as they did in life. Now, the deceased arrived in quite a distressed state. So any help you give us to recreate the charm and vivacity he had in life would go a long way.
What did he say?
He'd like you to describe what El Pipi Gonzalez III looked like, Little Howard.
Oh, right. Well, El Pipi Gonzalez III was one of the sweetest, cuddliest, most fun-loving goldfish I've ever met.
Yes, but did he have any... He was a goldfish?
Yes, of course he was a goldfish.
Oh.
What have you got there?
Nothing.
Little Howard, why don't you let me describe El Pipi to the nice man, and you go home and have a nice rest, okay?
Oh, okay. See you later.
What's in the box?
I was not informed the deceased was a goldfish.
What else could it have been?
Well, it could have been anything. It was a pile of orange mush when it arrived.
What have you done?
Why would we use an undertaker to bury a satsuma?
To be fair, it's a bit unusual to ask an undertaker to bury a goldfish.
Look, you need to make this right, or little Howard's going to be even more heartbroken than he is already.
There's no way we can make him back into a fish. It was hard enough making him Satsuma shape.
We just need to find another goldfish and we'll bury that.
Kill a goldfish?
No, we just need to find one that's already dead or that's very, very ill. This is no good. They all look really healthy. Have you got anything older with maybe some sort of serious illness? Have you got anything that looks like him? Turns out it's almost impossible to find a dead or dying goldfish at short notice.
And this was your solution?
Like I said, that was the Undertaker's fault. He kind of panicked.
Well, during that flashback sequence, D.I. Beaker has found the murder weapon.
What murder weapon?
It would appear that El Pipi Ninjio Gonzalez III was killed by overfeeding.
How do you know?
Because after an extensive search of his fish tank, we found this.
A massive toffee apple? Who'd give a goldfish a Oh dear. What's going on? Do you want your jelly babies back?
No, we have found the murder weapon.
What was it? Colonel Candlestick in the library with some mustard?
Yes, that's exactly what it was. Nothing to do with you at all. That's brilliant. Good work, everyone. Let's go home.
No, you deserve to know the truth.
Well, you tell him, DCI Harwood, because I just can't.
Well, I would, if I was a DCI. But in fact, I'm Barney Harwood, and you've been pranked by the Prank Patrol.
We buried a fish finger.
What?
We didn't bury old Pipi the third. We buried a fish finger.
Why?
When someone dies, it's very important that you say goodbye to the body, and you say goodbye to a stick of rendered fish meat wrapped in breadcrumbs.
Can I just...
Shush, DCI Barney Harwood. Why didn't you just bury old Pipi Ninjio Gonzalez III?
Sorry, little Howard. We didn't want to take the chance that you might see his body in such an upsetting state. Although, admittedly, it was you that squashed him.
Well, what are we going to do?
You must have another funeral and bury the real where Pipi
Gonzalez the
third. Although I must warn you, it does look bits like a Satsuma.
I think that's a great idea. What do you think, DCI Harwood?
I'm not a real police officer. You're on Prank Patrol. I'm Barney Harwood off of CBBC.
No, you're not. You explained that earlier. You're a very senior police officer.
No, look, it's a false moustache.
Yes, I know. You can't grow one. It's very sad.
Right. Well, this prank's backfired a bit, hasn't it? So I'm going to go. But I will prank you someday, mark my words. Ninjas!
Come on, join the Prank Patrol.
That poor man thinks he's the Barney Harwood off of Prank Patrol. Must have just been the pressures of police work.
And he forgot to tell me what the murder weapon was.
Oh. I'm sorry, little Howard. What actually killed your goldfish was... his toffee apple.
What? No. I gave him a toffee apple as a treat for his tea.
I should have warned you that goldfish don't eat toffee apples, but for some reason it just didn't occur to me. Fish only need a tiny amount of food and too much can kill them.
So, I killed El Pipi Ninjio Gonzalez III?
Not on purpose, it was an accident.
Oh, Big Howard!
I can't bear it. Let's give this fish a proper respectful send-off.
Yeah, a proper free send-off.
Yes, all right.
Now, I believe at this point, little Howard is going to sing an utterly mega brilliant song about the late departed fish. Take it away, little Howard.
was only a goldfish, but he was mine, if only just for a little time. He was only a goldfish, but I'm still sad. He was the funniest fish I've had. Just 'cause he was little, just 'cause he was small, just 'cause he was put on earth for hardly any time at all, just 'cause he was orange, just 'cause he was wet, I'll still miss him so. He was only a goldfish, he didn't do a lot. He swam around his castle once, then once again once he'd forgot. It was only a castle, it was only a bowl, but he loved them so. And he said, just because you're plastic, just because you're fake, just because you make bubbles come out your bumhole by mistake, just because you're a castle, just because I'm a fish, I still love you so. Remember the goldfish and don't be sad, he made the most of what he had. Remember the goldfish and what he'd say, make the most of every day. I suppose we could always get another fish.
Yeah, I think maybe we should do some research about how to look after fish before we get another one, because let's face it, that is 3L Pipi, Ninjio, Gonzalez we've got through in under a year.
I suppose so.
And next time, could we call it something a bit shorter?
No, he will be called El Pipi Ninjio Gonzalez III, the second.
Fair enough.